Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the Rudransh Pandey show and you are watching the episode 2 coming up next. So guys, as you have already seen, our guest for tonight is Krishna Sai. Let me tell you something about him. Krishna Sai successfully attempted to break the record of solving the most number of Rubik's Cube in 24 hours time, which was earlier made by a fellow Indian. He successfully attempted it, but not sure if he has broken it or not. I'm saying this because the Guinness World Record has never sent him his certificates until now. Let us know the proper story by him when we get connected to him. Let me also tell you, Krishna Sai is a TEDx speaker at TEDx SKCET. He has also been an organizer at TEDx 2.0 at Shravanampatti with me and Ambika. So if you haven't checked out our first episode, do check out. I'll give you the link in the description box below. Let me also tell you, Krishna Sai is a professional musician. He is famous for getting his Rubik's Cube solved in one hand and singing together. So that's like synchronizing his left and right brain together. So let's get connected to him. Hey,
Hi. Hey, Rudransh.
how are you doing?
Great, great. What about you, man?
Just good. Looking for colleges and all.
Okay. Great.
Okay, so Krishna Sai, thank you for coming to my episode number 2 for the Rudransh Pandey show.
Pleasure. I've been seeing your channel for quite some time. It's been amazing. Great work.
Thank you. So, Krishna,
Hmm.
let me just tell the audience about you. So, you attempted to successfully break the record of solving the most number of cubes in 24 hours by a fellow Indian, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So, how many cubes did you solve?
I solved 2,474 cubes with one hand.
With one hand. So that is your non-dominant hand.
Yes. I'm a righty, so yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect. So let's start the interview with our first question. How did you get introduced to Rubik's Cube, and how has it been changed you as a person?
Okay. Um, I initially got introduced to Rubik's Cube in the year 2011, if I'm right. It was during my 8th standard when I saw a couple of cubers, a couple of my own friends who were cubing. They were from the other section. Uh, so when I saw them, I got really inspired, and I was just wondering what they were doing. I was very well aware of the puzzle, right? Since my childhood. But as soon as I saw them solving like really fast with finger tricks and all that, it was really amazing. I've never seen anyone do that before. So I had my friend who was Ronak, who was my first teacher. So he was my very close friend in school, and he knew how to solve the cube with beginner's method. So he taught me, and it took me about couple of months to get handy with that. It was amazing.
Okay.
And
So
the answer to your second part is that it completely showed the second side of me, is what I would say. It really made me think about choosing studies only, or should I explore my other parts as well. So I began exploring music a lot, and I jumped into competitions after a couple of years. And above all, I developed patience, so much patience. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, just a casual question. How were you at school as a student? Like, you were pretty much more into arts and arts field, or you were also good with the academics part?
If I start off with the academics part, it won't be nice. So I will start off with the arts part. I was an average student in school. I was not really topping the class, nor I was failing. Just there in the middle. And I was always passionate about playing for the choir group. Me, along with my brother and a couple of my friends, we used to play for the choir. I used to play tabla and all that. We occasionally performed, during assembly time. Every class gets allotted for assembly. So during that time, we performed a lot of music, and we went around a couple of schools to represent our school in terms of music. It was nice.
So, you have been learning music for quite a long time now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I started really early. I started learning violin under Srimati Hema Malini, but
Oh,
I was not able to continue learning violin for a longer time. But
mhm.
now I've been pursuing vocal for a long time.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Great. You are inspiring.
Thank you. Thank you. You as well.
Okay, next question.
Mm.
Uh, how did you apply for the world record, and what were the procedures and documentation?
Mm. It was in the year 2018, uh, when I thought I should do something different. So I just came across a video on YouTube where there was this guy called Krishnam Raju Gadiraju. This guy solved Rubik's cube straight for 24 hours in just one hand. So I was really curious as to how this was possible. I mean, for a couple of minutes it's okay. For 24 hours, it's really amazing. And also during that time, I was hugely inspired by a fellow cuber called Bhargav Narasimhan. He's an amazing one-hand cuber who has got Asian records and all that. So
Okay.
when I really got inspired, I took up one hand seriously, and I just looked up the Guinness website if this record was still there, and it was there, and I thought I should give it a try. So it
Oh,
was pretty simple, the sign up process, filling
mhm.
your details, and how many cubes you'll be able to solve and all that. It was close to the previous record. Um, the previous record was like 2176, so set by Krishnam Raju. And I was just wondering if I could get somewhere near 2200. That's all.
Okay.
So, but towards the end, it was really amazing. The margin was good.
Yeah, the
It was
margin.
definitely not great, but good enough.
No, no, it is completely great. I mean, solving uh, 2,474 cubes with a margin of 298 additional cubes. That is extremely too much. Okay, does the Guinness team sends people for reviewing, or you will take a video message and all that, and you will send it to
It
them?
it works both ways actually. You can call an adjudicator from the Guinness team, where
Mhm.
the charges are hefty actually. So,
Oh,
bringing them here, making them stay, and all that, it's really hefty. So, what we can do is that we can call fellow cubers who are well versed with the art, and
okay,
also professional people who can judge competitions, who are also
okay.
called as delegates. So I called
Hmm.
them and they were very supportive. We had two delegates, Vivek Prasad Mada and Akula Pavan Kumar. So they
Okay,
came all the way from Bangalore to Chennai to help me with the event. It was
o-
amazing.
okay.
So yeah,
So the
we
pros.
just filmed. Yeah, we
Okay,
just filmed it and entirely, sent the whole video copy to Guinness.
okay, okay. Well, moving on.
Mm.
Let me ask you, like, how was your feeling after you completed the 24 hours of
Mm.
solving, and
Uh,
after to know, like, you broke the record?
yeah. It was actually a few hours before the clock stopped. Uh, Before the 24 hours got over, I actually broke the record somewhere around 21 or 22 hours, like
Oh,
2.5 hours before.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Although I had a huge amount of time left, I kind of ran away. I just celebrated. I went to the next floor at Phoenix Mall and got myself some pizzas and all that. uh, till date, my fellow cubers used to say that you should have not celebrated and you should have utilized the time, because close to 45 minutes were being wasted in celebration. But I cherish all that. It was worth every.
When you get something positive out of doing so much of hard work.
Definitely, definitely. People won't definitely believe if I were to say that I was not exhausted at all. I was not. I was not tired at all. It was just I was getting even more energetic by the end of the session. Probably
Okay.
slept in the middle, but yeah,
Uh,
towards the end it was amazing.
yeah, definitely. Might be getting anxious also, right?
I'm sorry.
You might be like getting that pressure on, like, you are about to just cross the record and all that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was there. That was there. The huge cheers were all there. All my friends, college mates were by my side. It was just amazing.
Hmm.
There were great cubers, even one-hand cubers like Shripad present there, and among all of them, I was able to peacefully sit and solve. It was just purely amazing.
Okay. Okay, moving on.
Yeah,
When did music and cube got synchronized for you?
music and cube.
Yeah.
It was sometime during my college UG time when I was also parallelly learning vocal
Hmm.
from Sri Murali sir here. When I learned a particular composition in the ragam Atana, where the talam is a bit complicated than the regular one. I was also cubing when I was practicing music. So I just suddenly thought, why not combine these two and just try a video? I just I just sang the composition and just solved the cube in another hand, and I just posted a video on my channel.
Okay. So, you have also been a speaker at TEDx SKCET, right?
Yeah, very fortunate. Yeah.
And you have also been an organizer at TEDx 2.0 at Shravanampatti.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. What difference did you see, major difference did you see when being a speaker and being an organizer? Like in the whole
Yes.
event?
Sure. Sure. This will be a different answer surely, but in both the events, the hospitality was amazing. It was just truly amazing. Even like being an organizer, the hospitality was amazing. The crew knows I've thanked them time and again. Till date, I just keep thanking them. You would have known that of out of all the others. And when I came there as a speaker, I first of all never believed that I'll be getting a platform to give my views on such a huge platform,
Hmm.
and that experience was just out of the world. The hospitality that you get, the surrounding, the ambience that you get, the people who have come from far places to listen to you. It was just truly amazing. So I guess by the end of the event, I just spoke to a few people, few of the key organizers like Viren and all, and I just asked them if I would get a chance to, co-organize with them the next time
Yeah.
they do something like that. And I guess Hari was very helpful in that process. He was the first one, I guess, who intimated me that there's something going on. If you're interested, you can just pitch in. So I was like,
Yeah.
why not? Definitely. So apart from being a speaker, I wanted to, get behind the stage and see how the process worked. And that was much more amazing than giving a talk. Wow, that was just great.
Yeah, yeah, surely. Surely, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Mm.
Uh, After the world record, like you haven't got the certificate yet from the Guinness team,
Yeah.
but still people believe that you have already solved and broken the record, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, so, what difference do you find in people's perceptions, like where you celebrated as the celebrity or something?
Mm. Celebrity. uh, not exactly, because I was already, by the end of my UG, I was doing BCom, and then I switched to music, and
Hmm.
people were already like, they were all just, after their UG, they all went to work, and they were like, good, at least you are doing something you like, and this is just great. That view was always there. They were all literally and genuinely happy for me. And after I completed the Guinness record, it took me a lot of months to actually edit and finish the video and get it uploaded. But the utter sad part was that Guinness failed to recognize that, because they just merely closed the attempt, saying that it was disqualified because the cubes were visible very much in my peripheral vision. The queues were meant to be completely closed when they were handed over to me. Uh,
Oh,
exactly that happened, but somehow they just managed to say that it got disqualified. I even like made a couple of attempts to prove that they were wrong, and that it has even happened in a couple of attempts before, which have successfully been approved by them. So I just couldn't believe that at all. All the humongous effort just gone. But if I were to say, I was just happy to see how much supportive the cubing community was. I mean, like top national record holders like Vijay Kishore, he came and he wrote letters for me, stating the difficulty that we all faced, and he pitched in, and it was a very how do I say? It was an amazing experience with a painful part. That's all I can say. It was just
so
amazing.
are you planning to do it once again?
Uh, uh, I guess after 2018, I guess in the year 2019, my fellow cuber again, also my schoolmate Arumugam, he broke the
Hmm.
record. He broke the record by a huge margin, by a
Okay.
very huge margin. See, since my record didn't get recognized, the
Hmm.
official record was still 2176, which was
Okay.
set by Krishnam Raju. So
Hmm.
Arumugam solved more than 2,800 puzzles in 24
Oh,
hours. It was just think about the margin, 700 and odd
wow.
or 600 and odd cubes. So it's just a huge effort. Regarding attempting again, I just have to think about it really, because the excitement, I need to get the excitement back. I need to really work on my skills again.
Hmm.
Now that Arumugam's record is official, my target is so high. That guy literally did not take a break. He just took like probably two breaks. I took a lot of breaks. So
Okay.
literally, if I were to attempt the record now, I should just go straight 24 hours.
Okay. So moving on, most parents do not let their children to do anything other than studies, majorly in their boards during their boards time. What would be your message for those parents, and how supportive were your parents during your passion,
Hmm.
even in Rubik's cube as well as music?
Okay. Okay. Uh, the common word of advice that I can give to my fellow juniors, or whomever I can call them, is that you initially have to prove to your parents like what you're capable of, because that was exactly what I did. Not that my parents didn't support me previously, they were just consciously worried that I was focusing too much on queuing and because it really got to me. Like
Yeah.
I'd be just solving this one continuously, and now as I also already told you, I was just an average kid. That was absolutely fine. And the thing is that after a certain point of time, as I progressed in my competitions, they felt kind of comfortable, slowly that, okay, he can do something like this, and he's happy that he's doing this and he wants to compete, let him go and compete. No problem. And they were completely supportive. So that's exactly what everyone should do before jumping into whatever your hobby or passion is. That you just have to completely work on it and make sure you're actually getting something out of it, like at least some sort of happiness. And if you're happy and doing something, it'll literally work for you. It still works for me. So
Yeah.
if you prove that, every parent will definitely support. And I guess more younger generation kids should come out and play. That's the common word of advice that I give to any small kid to whom I teach Q.
Okay.
More than queuing, even I would recommend them to, stop queuing for some time. Just go out and play, be it whatever, hide and seek or whatever.
Okay, Krishna, thank you so much for
Pleasure,
coming to the
pleasure,
Rugwan Style show.
pleasure.
Before you leave, can you just solve one cube, because I saw one is already kept there, right?
Yeah, it's always around me. Sure. Yeah, I'm just scrambling it.
Yep.
Okay. I'll start.
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty quick. Few seconds. Okay, thank you so much,
It's been a
Krishna. Wish you
pleasure.
all the luck.
Wishing you the best. Wishing you the best. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much for having me on your show.